All right, well, I'm sitting on the disc cutting that field up last night, and I'm realizing how many people over the years have asked me, why don't you use a plow? What's a disc? And I understand that many people aren't familiar with farm implements like this, so I thought I would just discuss the difference between a disc and a plow real quick for those who aren't familiar. So this is a plow, and what a plow does, you pull it from this side with a 3-point hitch, and you're able to raise it and lower it, so you can drop it when you want to cut and lift it when you don't. And as you pull along, it'll cut that soil out and spin it over, and it'll actually flip that soil upside down entirely. So if you're cutting a piece of sod out, the sod that you see like this will be upside down on top next to that row after you pass through. And that's great for opening a piece of soil up if you really want to get depth into the soil and really tear it up so you can rework the soil. And I may end up resorting to that on this farm, but I'm trying not to do that. Because in a disc, I'll show you, we'll go to the farm now here in a minute, and I'll show you the disc. But in a disc, you'll see that we're cutting sideways back and forth, and not so much of this peeling, flipping motion. But we'll go take a look at a disc, and then you'll have an understanding of the comparison between them. Home again, back on the farm. It's actually a lot like flying. Lining up your approach. It's all about lining up the approach. You want a clean approach. Clean approach. So, now you see the difference, I think. They're angled blades that spin, but they don't flip soil profiles upside down. Basically, all they do is carve sideways. And you can see the evidence of that here where the disc has been through. You can see how this furrow is kind of cut this way, and it's more just clean here. That's like where the disc has been passing through at an angle, and as it spins, it's kicking this up. Okay, so that's basically what a disc does. And so we're disturbing the soil profile sideways with a disc more than we are doing this flipping motion. Now, obviously, when you start doing this and you start cutting deeper, you're going to start to mix soils a bit. But that's what we're trying to do here, enough to aggregate the soil and loosen it up. And basically what we're trying to do is eliminate weed competition, allow our nutrient amendments in, and our biology and our seeds to have the advantage over the native stuff, so that we can change the soil dynamics in our favor for our farming practices without using chemicals, pesticides, and any of those toxins and stuff, because we don't need that crap. It's not even necessary. All right, so that's the difference between a plow and a disc and how they work. And this is a 7-foot disc here that I bought, and hey, it's working good. You know, it needed some welding, but hey, we're cutting soil, and I'm a happy man. And I got some work I got to do here on the Massey. I realized check the dipstick here, and yeah, you never want to see that on a machine. Just barely touching the bottom. So I realized that I have not changed the oil since I've had this machine, and so that means it's way overdue. So I got some oil for it. I'm gonna change it. Tried to have them look up a filter, they couldn't find it, and I don't know where I stuck my Massey Ferguson service manual, because they were so expensive that I stuck them somewhere safe. And you know how that goes. So one thing I wish I did have right now is about 240 pounds of calcium sulfate, because I go hit this with some calcium sulfate and then disc it in a little bit and then come back in not too long, and that would flocculate this clay soil and open it right up. So I don't have that, and I don't have a budget for that right now because everything's going into machinery and moving forward. But I do have some inoculants, and I have some Rejuvenate and a little bit of Sea Shield, and I have a foliar pump that I have to get out in order to take care of the plants this season anyway. So I think I'm going to dig that stuff out for this weekend and try to open it up with that. But we are getting some good cutting going on with the disc. It's just some really hard old soil with a lot of really wiry sod in it. But we're getting down, and there's decent soil here, and this will definitely become beautiful soil once I get it really working in our favor. So that rain helped a lot. We got 0.43 inches of rain at my station at home. Don't know exactly how much we got here, but it was enough to soften this up and make it cut a little nicer. So that helped a lot, and I'll just keep chiseling away. I'm gonna go up and work some of the upper section and see how that opens up, because I'm gonna have to make space for those tomato seedlings real darn quick. So checked the dipstick on the Massey the other day. Guess I just showed that clip, but yeah, it was low, so figured I'd change it while we're topping it up. And that's a good thing, because it is pretty much just tar coming out of there. Can't get 15W40 non-detergent, so I'm hoping detergent oil is going to be all right in the Perkins diesel. It needed the oil change, so we're going to give it to it. But, you know, I'm looking at this machine, and this is a beauty of a machine. I've got this horrible, ugly piece of seat cushion crap on here, but let's look at what this machine really is. I mean, this is I think it's 1968, this one. But this was the industrial commercial machine for building roads at the time. This is what they used to build roadways. And it's quite a machine. It's quite a powerful machine. It, as I'm looking it over and caring for it, I'm just amazed how well it's lasted, for one, and two, that more care wasn't put into it over the years, because it really is a machine worthy of care. It's a machine that'll last you for next to forever if you do take good care of it. So I plan to give it a lot more love, and eventually I would love to give it a paint job. But that's a ways down the road, because that is cosmetic stuff, and I don't have neither time nor budget for that right now. All right, just thought I'd, yammer around about the Massey Ferguson a bit. Love my Massey. Love my MFer. Gotta make room for tomato seedlings. Got no time. Gotta cut. Cut.
Brought all the oil to do the oil change on the Massey. Don't have a funnel long enough to reach. We're going to carry on with the Ford. Not enough battery left to turn it over. It's a 6-volt system. I have cables, but I need a load to put in between. So, back for supplies. I do miss having the farm and the house in the same place.
Reloading. Sometimes you don't have what you need. Sometimes you can't find what you need. Sometimes you don't make what you need. Sometimes you don't have time. And sometimes it's all the above. This is my funnel to get oil into the Massey. Cross your fingers.
Check my watch, time to go. I just waved my last hello today. Like, hey, the time is up, got to move. Not my truck, by inner tube, I float away. Yeah. Hey.
Actually works out better than any funnel I would have bought. I can go right up here. Boom, boom, boom. Oil lined right up. Pipes are getting nice and clean. This is wrapped with like this super duper duct tape, like Gorilla Glue tape or whatever. I have no worries about this.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you care. Fire's lit.
So temperature, oil, and RPM all work. The fuel sometimes works, sometimes not. Amps, I don't know, because I gotta get the charger back on here and rigged up. Get the barnacles off. Oh, the poor girl. But, that looks like good oil pressure to me.